Hello. My name is Sarah Fogg, and I'm currently in one of my school's elementary art classrooms. Yay, so fun. I share this room with another teacher, another art teacher, so we kind of split our time at this school. But I wanted to share a little bit about my research that I've been doing. Um, so first of all, my question was about what are the effects of contemporary art on social and emotional learning, especially in regards to elementary students. So first of all, social emotional learning is a big kick in our district right now. A lot of schools are starting to do more things that have to do with dealing with emotions. Social emotional learning is, according to the CASEL website, which I get a lot of information from, is about understanding and managing emotions, setting and achieving positive goals, feeling and showing empathy for others, and establishing and maintaining positive relationships, as well as making responsible decisions. So these are all things that have been more of a problem in our schools lately. Um, I'm sure a lot of it's based on their home life or technology, stuff like that. So as a district, we're trying to combat some of those issues in the classroom with trying to get kids better acclimated with learning how to deal with their emotions and treating each other respectfully and all that sort of stuff, with a bunch of different programs like PBIS and stuff like that. So we've had in-services about social emotional learning, and I think it's really cool to be able to incorporate stuff like that into the art room. So I wanted to do that via contemporary art. And the reason I wanted to use contemporary art is because the curriculum in our district has been almost exactly the same for about 20 years, and I know that because I went through this district when I was in elementary school. So we've been learning about the same stuff. Each grade has an artist, and those artists are all old, dead white dudes like Monet and Da Vinci and Van Gogh. Not saying they're bad guys, just saying there's a billion trillion other artists out there that we can also be learning about. So I'm trying to incorporate more contemporary artists into our learning and showing that contemporary art really does have an effect on our students. So for my research, what I am doing is like a 3-part project. So the first thing I did was I gave them a pre-survey, and this pre-survey was about 12 questions where they were asked about how they work with others, how, I wish I would have brought the questions with me, how well they deal with their emotions, just like different questions like that. Again, some questions I got off the CASEL website, and I gave these questions to 4th grade students. I teach at 2 buildings, and in my 2 buildings I teach 6 different 4th grade classes. So it came out to like 130 students, something like that, who took this pre-survey, and I put all of their results together and put that in my pilot survey, in my pilot research paper. The reason I chose 4th graders, if you have ever worked with 4th graders, they're kind of a pain. I don't know why. I teach 1st through 5th, and 4th grade always seems to be one of my biggest problem grades. I think part of it's because they're reaching the fun puberty age where they are trying to figure themselves out. They're like too cool for like the cute projects that you do with the smaller kids, and they're also not mature enough for some of the older, like the more advanced projects. So you're kind of stuck in this weird space. Plus, they like to make fun of each other and put each other down, and they also hate their own work. Okay, and I'm generalizing it as a grade, but I see it as a lot of students. They'll be like, my project's so bad, and it's just to get attention, or low self-esteem, that sort of stuff. So I was thinking that this would be a good grade to kind of work with on the social emotional learning. So after I gave them the survey, we started on our project right away. So the project that I thought of that I thought would be really interesting for them that they would want to be working on is stop motion videos. So this is a brand new project for me. I had never done it before. So I didn't really know what I was getting myself into. It is going pretty well so far, but we started talking about how they're made, different places that they might see these sorts of videos or this type of animation. So movies like Coraline or Box Trolls, and then on different commercials I showed them a bunch of examples. Some different TV shows like Wallace and Gromit and Nightmare Before Christmas. It was right around Halloween, so they got excited about that. And then we went through like how the videos are made and how much time it takes and the work that goes into it. And I actually created one of these videos in college, and I showed them my example that I made. And then they were able to split up into groups and come up with an idea for their project. So I kind of let them do whatever they wanted for their video, which was one of my mistakes. But they're coming up with some pretty cool stuff. Like I have some groups that want to have like they're like playing Lego soccer. Their little players are playing. I have one group that's spelling out the name of the school in different letters. I have one group that made like a little spaceship, and I let them use whatever materials they want in my classroom. Again, a little chaotic, but it's kind of letting them have free range over what they want their project to look like, which I think is really important. What else? So right now we're in the midst of working on that part of the project. They're building their sets and making their characters, all that sort of stuff. It's very interesting to see how their groups are progressing and working together. Again, I let them pick their groups, so there wouldn't be any like animosity towards me and each other. So far that's been going really well. I've only had a few kids cry because they felt like their ideas weren't being heard, but you know, it happens. They're kids. So yeah, the next step, probably next week, hopefully before Christmas, they will begin filming their videos, and then I will give them their post-survey questions, which I don't even know if they'll be finished before the papers actually due, which kind of stinks, but I mean, I only see the kids once a week, so you can only do so much. My hope for this project or in this whole research assignment is that there is some sort of correlation. I mean, I'm not trying to force a correlation, but I'm hoping that having the students do a more group-based project, number one, learning about art that's more relevant to them, okay, that was made in the past 100 years, and like I said, having them work in groups. I think those things are really going to help. I'm really hoping that those things can improve the way that they feel about working together, hearing people's ideas, regulating their emotions, and just seeing at least some sort of a difference in their first survey versus their second survey. So fingers crossed, that's what happens. I'm so excited to see some of their videos. I'm going to put them on YouTube, so maybe I'll be able to post in here so you can see some of the things that they've created. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all that I have to talk about. Thanks, and goodbye.